Hello, you guys. How are you? Sorry that I'm late. It's always something. You guys know how it is, but I do apologize. Thank you guys for Nadie and Punksy and all the mods here keeping everybody company that were in here. Crazy Mama. How are you all? Happy Friday. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Crazy. Hey, Nay. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Jane. Hey, Tam. Pam. Hey, Punksy. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Luana. West Virginia Holler Girl. Hey, Emma. K-Braze. We were chilling and talking smack. Hey, Mama Bear. Okay, Lisa. Thank you. I'll definitely check it out. Okay, so last night, or actually yesterday, kind of new reports started coming out. And I want to talk about those. But I just have to say that I don't believe any of it. After we heard from official sources like the coroner and those details didn't even turn out to be true. Well, how do you guys feel about a source that's not named when they won't tell you, anonymous source? Hey, listen, peeps. Hey, Jenna. Hey, sweet candy. Oh, me too. Oh my gosh. My neighbor needed help last minute. Then I've been really struggling with my anxiety, you guys. It like takes me over completely. I hate it. It's crazy. Which I know so many people have anxiety. So I know many of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But hey, NorCal. Hey, Jana. I have to agree because there is a gag order. So where is this stuff coming from? And yes, they won't say who the source is. So see, me too. With the anxiety or with the or distrust, both. I like to know where the info comes from. Me too. Thank you, Brandy. And I'm sorry for any of you guys going through that too. It's like it's so easy to get stuck in your own head. Thank you, Lisa. Let me see what you're talking about while I pull this up. Because I saw there was a new article from People from an anonymous source. And then at the same time, we have the new stuff that came out on Ashley Banfield from an anonymous source. I pulled up the article for the Ashley Banfield thing so that we could just read through it and talk about it. What email was it? Let's see. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. I just don't believe People magazine. I believe Ashley. Even with the gag order, Let's see. Did someone tell someone about everything before they got caught? Who knows? It's possible. I've had the worst anxiety this winter. Oh my God. Listen, peeps. It is debilitating, Heidi. Like completely. And I don't even know what did it to me today. Hey, Crumb Sleuthin. Like I was totally fine. Hey, Truth Teller. Yes, it does. I was like about to come live. And then the neighbor needed something. So the person watching Bentley went to help her, and I couldn't come live and leave Bentley. And then I'm just like, from there, I don't know. I just was like, oh my God, I don't know, nervous wreck. For a good few minutes, I was like wondering if I was going to come live. CDT. I don't know if that's CDT. There is a clone CDT, you guys, that has been everywhere. She changed her name to the real CDT. Lisa, let me know. Oh, I see. Thank you. It says it's some videos things. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've definitely checked this out after. Thank you, Lisa. This is me. Let's see. I don't believe it because that's not her name anymore. That's the real Delana. I'm glad that you're in here because I wanted to give you your wrench back, but okay, I just checked your channel, CDT. I was like, I don't know about this. I know that I just talked to her like an hour or two ago and she changed her name. Okay, so let's get right into this. Let me exit out of this and I'm going to pull up the first article. We'll just start with, okay, we'll start with News Nation. Some of the stuff that came out last night. I see that you guys, some of you think that you trust Ashley Banfield a little bit at least. Wait, does CDT not have her? Delana has her wrench. Does CDT not have hers in here? No, okay. Then let me fix that because I just hadn't seen you since I was giving them back out. Oh my God, what did I just do? Well, the real CDT, when I opened it up and I seen it wasn't blue, like it took me back again. I was like, are you sure it's you? Okay. YouTube has changed. If you have a channel and you go to add a mod, like since I took them all back and had to add them all halfway through, adding them back in the last few days, I've noticed that it'll ask, do I want a standard moderator or a managing moderator? And I don't know exactly like what because at first it didn't ask me that. So I would assume that they're just standard, but I don't know. Okay. Share this tab instead. Banfield. Sources. Anonymous sources. Let me see. New details from sources close to News Nation shed light on how the Idaho College killings unfolded. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were killed first, and the sources confirmed that Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were killed on the second floor afterward, according to sources. They also said that Chapin was killed in the doorway of Kernodle's room, and Kernodle apparently fought back. She repeatedly grabbed the knife from suspect Bryan Kohberger, and she suffered deep cuts to her fingers. Chapin apparently suffered a slash to the neck, according to sources. Certain details conflict with what the coroner in the case and police initially said, which was that all of the victims were likely in bed. The coroner stab wounds and not slash wounds. Okay, so number one, like anonymous source gives you this kind of graphic detail. I don't know, you guys, even though I trust News Nation usually, I really enjoy News Nation, but something about that just does not seem right. Lisa, I don't know if I can do it today, but I can definitely have it by tomorrow. And shame on them. BS to all of that and shame on them. That's what I'm saying. Like, what? I don't know. I don't even know what to think about, especially if you think about how it's written in the affidavit. It doesn't even, and I can pull it up. I've got it here somewhere. Hold up. Because when he talks about when he finds them, let's pull it up. Hold on. Okay. So back to where they first come in the house. Number one, the way that the charges are written out, if we believe that they're written in chronological order, like they often almost any time, I don't know that I've ever not seen it that way. I don't know that I've always put a ton of thought into that, but that wouldn't make sense either because Ethan was last. Let's see. There's Dylan's statement. It's been a minute since I've been in this because things have been kind of quiet. Yeah, Ethan is who he sees second. Also in the room was a male. He says, as I approached the room, I could see a body later identified as Kernodle's laying on the floor. So as he approaches the room, because I remember we talked about she may not even be fully in the bedroom if you just look at his wording here. So I don't know that I put a lot of weight into any of the things we're going to look at today. It's a little bit frustrating, although I want to know the details and all the news and all that stuff too, you know? So, hey, Dave. It says redacted. Yeah, in the affidavit, it does. Except for it doesn't even seem, I don't know what's actually been redacted. I've had some say that this is the back of the first page, that it's not meant to be there. And if you look, the parentheses where it starts versus it ends on this beginning of this next page, I don't know. I don't know if we can make any big conclusion about what is there, but it's after they talk about Ethan. We know that. So he approaches the room and sees Xana, then Ethan, whatever. So this comes out. I mean, the part with this, that she, the way that, here, let's watch Ashley Banfield on it for a second, because I don't know that I can explain it like this.
The investigation. And welcome to this Thursday edition of Banfield. I want to begin with some breaking news on the Idaho murder case. A couple of sources with knowledge of the investigation have told News Nation some details that up until now we did not know. Let me lay a few of these details out, but I do want to warn you that this is graphic information and it is uncomfortable to hear this because we're talking about innocent kids who were killed in that home back in October. And not only that, this is evidence that likely will come out in court at some point, whether it will be.
And I just have to say, like I said, I like Ashley Banfield, but this stuff is something that I think that should always be kept in mind, right? Because I don't know. It just, whatever. You guys know what I mean. I just think these are things that go without being said. So when someone starts to say it like that, it doesn't sound right. It sounds unnatural or something.
Germane to who the killer is or not, that remains to be seen. But it could be evidence nonetheless. With that in mind, let me let you know what these sources have told News Nation. Number one, they told us that the victims, Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, were killed first, and they confirmed that Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were killed on the second floor afterwards. And these are some of the other details that they have released. They said that Ethan Chapin was killed in the doorway of Xana Kernodle's room before the killer set upon Xana.
That is so totally backward to what, just tell me. It says Ethan was killed in the doorway before Bryan approached Xana. But he says, when the person who wrote the affidavit says, as I approached the room, I could see a body later identified as Xana's laying on the floor. She was deceased with wounds which appear to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the room was a male. So they're both in Xana's room, but it makes it seem like she's who you approach first. It sounds totally backwards to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
They say that it appeared Ethan had stepped partly into the hallway where the attack may have begun. These sources also say that Ethan Chapin suffered a slash to the neck. But I have to say that both of these details are in direct conflict with what the coroner had originally told us right here on this program exclusively. And also, they conflict directly with what police have said as well. And those two facts that are in conflict are that all of the victims were in their beds, according to police and the coroner. And according to the coroner, all of the injuries were stab wounds and not slash wounds.
And according to the coroner, they were asleep too. We've known that the coroner was totally ass backward and said all kinds of stuff all over the place. I mean, that's, I don't know. It sounds unnatural. Yeah, it's cutting out. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me see. What can I do? Hold on. Oh my gosh, my stomach is like seriously cramping. Coroner retracted the asleep comments, but it already spread, right? And we've talked about this like many times by now. Let me see if I should just, I'm not cutting out for you. Okay, well, I guess let's just keep listening. Okay, good, Jim. Thank you, guys.
So I just want to play for you exactly what it was the coroner said in her words. Were any of them slashed? Were any of their necks cut? Or were these all puncture wounds?
Well, it was a pretty large knife, so it's really hard to call them puncture wounds. And they were definitely stabbings.
Can you tell me, when you say that they might have been sleeping, were they found in beds?
Yes.
So those were the facts that the coroner told us. And like I said, it is in conflict with what these two sources familiar with the investigation are now telling.
Wonder who the two sources familiar with the investigation could be. Technically, the family is not under a gag order. Their attorneys are, but the family is not. And they do have a right to speak about it at any time, right? Because they're victims of it. And that's the way I understand it. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But so could it be a family member? Because otherwise, anyone besides that is part of the gag order. Hey, ATS. Hey, profiling manipulation. What'd you say? Let's see. How can they tell us wounds before they caught the killer anyway? I'm getting fed up with Banfield News Nation lately. Yeah, I definitely don't like this. That's for sure. The coroner isn't trustworthy, in my opinion. Her story has changed a couple times. Yep, I agree. And she holds several job titles. Like it's very bizarre. I don't know. I doubt it's the family. Huh. I keep wondering if it could be a family member. Well, if it's somebody else, they probably will get in trouble. Wouldn't someone want credit for it unless they will be in trouble for it, in my opinion?
Telling us as well that obviously needs to be sorted out and likely best in a court of law as well. Also want to tell you these other details that we have learned from these two sources, that Xana Kernodle put up a fierce fight when the attacker set upon her, repeatedly grabbing the attacker's knife, so much so that she sustained deep cuts to her fingers and that her fingers were nearly severed. Now, that does actually work in comport with what Xana's father had reported to an Arizona news outlet about what he knew.
Wow, you guys. I don't know. That really, this one kind of shocked me. I got to be honest. Well, they didn't. If all of them were found in bed, maybe that's why she said yes. Well, they weren't all found in bed. So then we have this that came out last night on Banfield, right? We also have this, which I think I pulled it from Fox, but I bet No, yes, I got it from the original source, which was People, which has put out all kinds of stuff. They're the ones that put out the reports about the Instagram, him messaging one of the victims on Instagram. People also put out the reports that he met them at the Mad Greek. And, I showed you guys what the Mad Greek said, though. They did say, they're not saying he was never there. They're just saying the interview was not with a real employee. That's it. They don't know if he was ever there. It does. It does, Jim. I agree. It hurts to hear. And that is what makes me even more mad, I think, because it's like an anonymous source and you're telling like brutal, gruesome details like this, which think about all the people that know, like this hurts us. We don't know these people. We know like from after. Think of all the people that were part of their lives that I don't know. I just their parents and stuff like that. That's as much as I want to know details about everything. I do. I want to know everything. Usually, I mean, when I'm looking at a case like the closed ones and stuff, I like to see everything, even crime scene photos, because you want to know exactly. But I don't know. I wasn't on board with the line of questioning Banfield gave to Xana's mom either. It felt exploitative. Yeah, I totally see that. And a lot of people said that it was, and she asked, yeah, that was frustrating because she knew answers to questions that she went on and continued to like kind of re-ask in different ways. And like, especially as far as Jasmine and all that stuff. So I don't know. Gag order extended to attorneys of victims, their families, witnesses, and investigators of prosecution and defense. Now, just the attorneys, right? Not the families, or the families too? Because the way I understood it was that they couldn't do that. But I don't know. Like I said, I might be wrong. Okay, so here's the other report that came out. Bryan Kohberger visited Idaho Student Union before murders and was the type to stare. Witnesses. Students say that Bryan Kohberger, who attended another university as a grad student, was occasionally seen on campus during the fall 2022 semester. As police have investigated the November stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students, they have attempted to recreate the daily whereabouts of the man suspected of killing them. In December, authorities arrested Bryan Kohberger and charged him with 4 counts of murder. But Kohberger didn't attend the University of Idaho. He was a graduate student at Washington State University, approximately 8 miles away across the state line. But 3 different students... Okay, so they do name one here. 3 different students tell People that they believe they saw Kohberger at the Student Union building on the Idaho campus in the weeks before the murders, and that they later recognized him after he was arrested for the murders. It was really early in the semester, recalls Chelsea, a sophomore at the University of Idaho. He was at the food court drinking water, and he sat by himself. He was the type to stare, she continues. He wouldn't look away if you caught him staring, like he wanted you to notice that he was looking at you. He didn't smile, didn't nod, didn't say anything, just stared. Wow, that's crazy. I told my friend to not be suspicious, but to look at him because the eye contact was making me uncomfortable, she continues. It was so weird that we ended up leaving and eating outside because we wanted to get away from him. Reports of Ethan being found on the floor in the hallway outside Xana's bedroom was the first thing being reported right after the murders. Also, Banfield gets aggravating by overtaking her guest. Hey, chemistry queen. It was bad enough imagining them asleep, never mind being awake. If they wouldn't give a name, she shouldn't have repeated it. It could be absolute gossip and speculation. That's where I'm at with all these reports. Now, let's see if they go on to name her last name or anything else, because I especially don't like the anonymous. I don't know. And when it goes directly against what we know for sure came from police in the affidavit, so let's see. Another student tells People that she saw Kohberger frequently enough around campus that she assumed he was a student at the University of Idaho. It's not a huge school. It's like a small town, she says. So you start seeing the same faces again and again. They become familiar. Like, you know that you've seen them in class or around campus. I definitely saw him more than once. He was just really quiet and really intense, staring. He made me uncomfortable. I do think the person who wrote this article is the same person who did those other People articles, though. But I would need to double check that to be certain. More than a month later, authorities arrested Kohberger. Let's see. They go into the probable cause affidavit. I'm just trying to see if that's all we've got from that's new, basically. The sightings have unnerved the school community, including parents of students. Whether or not Kohberger is guilty of killing those kids, there's something wrong if a grown man who isn't a student can just wander around campus, says Mars Sampson, whose daughter was a student last semester. Everyone needs to be really aware of their surroundings and should feel free to speak up if someone makes them uncomfortable. That is pretty creepy, thinking of, yeah. The University of Idaho did not immediately return a call for comment. Kohberger has not yet entered his plea. We know that. His next hearing is June 26th. Someone told me that they changed the date slightly, or the time, which I need to double check that. I don't know, at my college, which it was smaller, but still bigger. One, doctorate students definitely stood out, and it was just like they said, you start to see the same people all the time. Like, if someone new comes around, that would definitely stand out. And there wasn't a lot of grown people just hanging out there. They would go to class and leave, but a lot of people that hung out at the school lived on campus. So let's see. Those are, well, and there was a couple other videos from News Nation, but it went along with the same line of things. I don't know. My whole point was, I want to know what you guys think about the anonymous sources, and something just felt off about the Banfield thing. I don't know. Let's see. Is that the real CDT? Yes, if she has a wrench. I think Ann Taylor may try to have a bond hearing in late April, not sure. Truth is, we can't trust anything relating to this case, as so much speculation reported as being factual leaked info. I suppose we'll have to wait until his trial to know for sure. Well, like I said, when it's at the point where even people like the coroner were getting false reports from people involved officially with the case, I don't know. When I start seeing these kind of reports, I don't believe it. I believe what's in the affidavit. I believe the things that, even the family we've seen. And, I have nothing. I feel for all the families, and I'm not saying this in any way negatively towards them. Of course, this would be human nature, but we can see that they are influenced by the rumors and stuff online, like everything that happened with Hoodie Guy. If you remember, after they see it enough, of course they're going to wonder, and they are determined to find out exactly what happened and make sure that, Hey, Lynn. Hey, MK. Hey, Barb. Coroner and others too far apart. Hanky. I feel so sad about the defensive wounds of Xana. God only knows what they all went through. I know. Me too. And that's why I think about parents and stuff hearing reports like this. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I won't be surprised if it is somewhat accurate. I won't be surprised if it's totally off. That's just the point where I'm at. I think not much heat with the case for a while, so had to put a small log in the fire to get it warmed up again. We had little restaurants in a central location. It was hard to know who was a student, who wasn't. Some people went to different off-site locations or were even taking courses at different colleges. At this point, be careful because June is going to surprise everybody. So when did law enforcement find out about Bryan? Well, it depends also. We hear, let me see. I'm going to pull up the affidavit. Because in that AirMail article, which other things have been pointed out that may not be 100% accurate with that as well. I don't know. I don't trust it. But we hear, that exactly who they named as the first one to see. Let's see what it says here because I'm a little rusty. I haven't looked at this for a little while. So, yes, we remember the suspect vehicle 1. Many people were like, why is it suspect vehicle 1? And I believe at that point in the investigation, they were just writing down whatever vehicles were suspicious at that time. And there may have been multiple, but for nothing, it doesn't necessarily mean anything at all besides that. So they saw the car on the cameras. Okay, we know that. And then, let me see what it says. They come back with the 2011 to 2013. Then it goes on to 2016. Still wonder why the public was never made aware of that, and even when we think about his parents and could they have possibly wondered if, I think if the year of the car was made more clear, then when, I don't know. I think it makes a difference. Let's see, on November 29th, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University police officer Daniel Tiengo queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result, that's okay, and that is what I'm pretty sure that's exactly what AirMail said too. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger, hereafter Kohberger, residing at, what is it, address, blah, blah, blah. So 2 weeks after. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm way off. I don't know. You guys know I've been struggling, everybody here being sick. And then, yeah, my anxiety, it's making me a crazy person, really. So forgive me. Right, Teresa. That's what I thought as well. Thank you again, Angie. That's really sweet. Hey, Marlena. Yep, my brain's totally not working, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up there because of that and just say we went, we're going to hear reports until it comes from the court, from the documents in there, or and that's going to be the only way that we hear it, because that's the only things that anyone officially involved can talk about, is stuff that's on the record. We have been sick pretty much since Christmas, especially my 2-year-old. Oh my gosh, Mama Bear, it's made me crazy. I swear, I feel like it's one thing after another, and then you get the ear infection from it, the little kids do, and then by the time the ear infection's healed, there's another virus that goes around the school. Trust the cops only. Yep, absolutely. Profiling, manipulation. Thank you, Ava. We know he's going to jail, so his killing spree is over. Unless he carries on in prison, I suppose. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. News Nation needs to stop before they screw up this case. The affidavit better be the truth or the case will be dismissed. Well, it'll be very interesting to see how things shake out after hearing this. I mean, I think that Ashley Banfield, the one thing that makes me wonder, I think that she does care about her reputation. I really do. And I think that it would be a huge mistake to knowingly put out something that was false. So thank you, Rabbit Hole Survivor. Bye, K-Braze. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me and talking about these little updates. We'll talk about things as they come out, I want to know everything. I tell you guys this all the time. Like, I want to know everything, but that doesn't mean I believe it. Just because I want to hear it and see it, I'm really skeptical. I'm just that way by nature. I really am. So, thank you, Chemistry Queen. That was sweet. Thank you so much. I wish I had my phone out so I could see who got them. Bye, Random Man. They don't verify. Hey, Sleuthy, I know law enforcement that have been on the show and they never asked or accepted credentials, even when they were offered. Wow. See? All right. I love you guys. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. Let me get to the chat so I can see who got the memberships. CDT's going live at 6:15, and if you see her chat, if you see her name in Court TV and all these other chats saying wild and crazy stuff, it's not her. But don't think you'll know, because she's changing her name, so you won't know. You have to click on it and make sure. Oh, that's awesome, Mo. Yay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here and suffering through my awkwardness and all that kind of weird stuff, but y'all know it's just part of it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I love you all. I hope you have a really great night. We'll talk next time that we hear something, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Oh wait, did anybody see that the Don Wells interview on the news last night? I've blocked like 5 CDT clones today. Oh my God. I've already flagged it on a chat. That's crazy. It's so obvious it's not her. I know, but still, you never know. And I wouldn't like that. You haven't seen it, Nay? Oh my gosh, I have to send it to you. Maybe we'll talk. I'll see what else I can find out that's going on there. I also saw him. Okay, so he did an interview on the news that went live last night. Then he went on the lab and acted like, yeah, he went off completely. Maybe we should go over that. People have blocked it and it keeps coming back. That's crazy. Who the hell has it out? What has CDT done to anybody? Who would put that much time and energy and effort into doing that? That is wild to me. Teresa. So it was the local news. I think is it WJHL? Let me see. I know this on findsummerwells.com. They always put the newest things. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Shanna Banana. CDT's going live at 6:15, or we would play it right now. Thank you, Punksy. But maybe tomorrow I'll come on with you guys and we'll watch it and watch the stream on the lab where he calls in, and then also watch his news interview. Because on the lab, I can't even tell y'all. It's just shocking the way that he justifies some of the things that he's said and done in the past, including, way back in his life back then, and all that stuff. So I heard him on the lab. He was trashed and cursing and victim blaming a child for his past. Oh my God. Here, I'm going to put the link. It's 5 minutes long. So if you guys want to watch it before we come talk about it tomorrow, you can watch it tonight. And then, we could still come on and talk about it tomorrow. Hold on. Copy link. I didn't get to see who got the memberships, but I'm going to do another membership giveaway in the next day or two. So stay, be on the lookout for that. There we go. Hey, Guidance. Holy smokes, Lisa. Thank you. Oh my goodness. You are way too kind. Thank you so much. Oh, and tomorrow I'll go do that right now as soon as I get off here. Go back to my email. Thank you so much. Holy wow. Thank you. Yeah, that was really, really kind. I don't think he did it. I mean, everyone else thought Casey Anthony was guilty. Look how that turned out. I don't know who Thomas is talking about. Hey, Carolina Moon. Lisa, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's really sweet and very much appreciated. Yeah, that's so kind. All right, well, I will see you guys over at CDT's. I've hardly been on YouTube at all. Like I said, my anxiety has been just making me crazy, plus dealing with everybody being sick and all of that. Like today's been a little better, but still, but I'll see you guys over there and I'll see you tomorrow and we'll talk about all this stuff with Dawn Wells. Thank you for dropping that, Delana. All right. I love you guys. What is Thomas talking about? I don't even care. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Lisa, thank you again. And I'm going to go listen to those and stuff. Thank you, Heidi. I'm going to try. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.